Welcome to the Michigan Golfer Show. Join us each week as we explore the people, the places, and the events that shape our great game.
Phyllis, Barone, Michigan Golfer News, and I'm here with Kent Cooper, who I recently got the opportunity to meet actually face-to-face because we have emailed several times. He's a fellow Golfweek Raider, and yes, I do have my Golfweek Raider shirt on. And Kent has been with Golfweek for what, 9 years, you said, Kent?
9 years, yes.
Okay, and you decided to become an ambassador for Golfweek, what does that mean exactly?
Well, first of all, I volunteered. Golfweek came to a number of us and asked us if we would help them manage the growing Raider population we have at Golfweek. So
Okay.
I volunteered to be a Golfweek Raider ambassador for the states of Indiana, Michigan, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. And I manage about 150 Raiders. And our role is to kind of bring along the new Raiders to help mentor them, teach them the right way to rate courses, to answer questions that come up from Raiders so they don't have to go to Golfweek. They can come to us and that spread out the load a little bit for handling Raider questions. And then also to try to put together a few get-togethers, little informal events. So like we just had at Oakland Hills where we can get to know one another better, because a lot of we're from all over the country and you meet new people every time you go out.
Sure. I think that I had the opportunity to meet a lot of the guys that were at Oakland Hills, and it's really it's just everybody just loves being a Raider, and they love being able to talk to other Raiders about the course, play with other Raiders. So it's really a very, very cool program, which Kent, I do want you to explain a little bit, because a lot of times when I tell people I'm a Golfweek Raider, they say, oh, and they think about the USGA ratings like on a golf card. So can you kind of explain the difference between what they do and what we do?
Okay, USGA is rating the course based on its difficulty from each different set of tees that might be played, and it basically helps you determine how your handicap is derived from the ratings they give it. Ours is totally different. Our rating is about determining the top golf courses in the country, and we have lists like the top 200 classic lists, courses built before 1960, or the top 200 modern lists, and we go through a bunch of criteria, mostly based on the architecture of the course, that drive what courses would be number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 down the list.
So a classic, not to interrupt you, Kent, but a classic would be more like a Donald Ross design.
Yeah, Donald Ross, all the historical architects from really turn of the 20th century.
Okay.
Like Donald Ross, A.W. Tillinghast, C.V. McDonald, Seth Rayner. But even as late as Robert Trent Jones Sr., who did a lot of courses in the 1950s.
Okay.
You'll see some of his designs as classic as well.
And modern would be more like Nicholas Palmer.
Yeah, anything after 1960, you're talking like Tom Fazio, Palmer, Weiskopf, Nicholas, whole range of architects that in present day. Mm-hmm.
And then, because we do also have criteria when we go out there and we're rating a course, there's different points that we look at. For example, the walk in the park test, the routing, right? Ken, a lot of different aspects that we have to rate.
Yeah, there's like 10 categories we look at, including the routing, how well on a classic course, how they've maintained the integrity of the design of the course over the years. We look at the greens and the surrounds of the greens and the types of shots required or that are allowed. The variety of the par 3s, the par 4s, the par 5s, the risk reward of the par 5s, conditioning. There's a lot of elements that go into it. And then the walk in the park test you mentioned is kind of, at the end of the day, how worthwhile was it to be out there for 4 hours and play that course? Because some of them give you a real wow factor, like the ones we just played at Oakland Hills, the one we played at Oakland Hills.
Well, and I think the other thing is you can rate, just to get a little bit in depth with it, you can rate like a walk in the park, give it a 10 because it's beautiful to be out there, but they may not get a 10 in all the other criteria. So you can rate it give it a higher rating in certain things, but then the overall rating is really
Yeah.
how it becomes a top
Yeah,
25, 50, 100, right, Kent?
exactly. The overall rating is what determines its ranking. We use the 10 categories as really guideposts for the rater. They don't go into the ranking and stuff. You don't average the 10 to get to the number. You use those as to help the rater assess what he thinks the final ranking should be.
Right.
So you might get a 10, you might get a 10 for routing, you might get a 10 for over, walk in the park, you might get a 7 for something, you might even get a 5 for something else. But at the end of the day, what do you think the overall rating number should be? And then
Right.
you put in, then the raters also should send in comments to help support those rating numbers.
Yeah, a lot of times we do that. Sometimes I send pictures of some of the holes
Oh,
that I
there you
really
go.
like. And
Right.
let's get back a little bit, Kent, to Oakland Hills.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, we did have torrential rains when the Raiders were out there. But in terms of the course, and I did have a chance to interview you a little bit to talk about it, but they have the precision air system out
Yeah.
there, which all the golf raiders, I mean, they were totally impressed at how pristine, fast, and quick the greens were. And I think it's a result of the precision air being able to just kind of
Yeah,
soak up that water,
absolutely.
right?
Yeah, we really were blessed in a way to be rained on like that. I mean, we played in 4 hours of rain, but we got to see how the course could tolerate that. It was
Right.
amazing. The greens had, it was like they were dry. I mean, they putted just like normal. And only in a few low spots on a couple of the fairways did I ever see a puddle, even by the time we finished the round. It was pretty amazing to see the precision air system and how it worked for the course.
Well, and I think Phil Kafari, who's the golf superintendent out there, he did mention, he said, it's there are competitors out there, and
Uh-huh.
Augusta has the similar system, as well as some of the other
Yeah.
cathedrals of golf, so to speak,
Mhm.
right? So it's really and they do spend, millions on it, but I think in terms of the maintenance, those guys don't have to work as hard to keep the course, in
Right.
pristine shape. They just go
And,
down
and
in that little tunnel and they figure it out.
and it keeps the course playable for a much longer period of time, and it brings it back a lot quicker. If you have a real torrential rain, we played in rain, but I mean, we never really had to stop. It just got a lot. It was cold and wet by the time we got done. We were ready to get off the course, but not the course could have handled it. We could have kept playing more if we'd wanted to.
Absolutely. Well, Oakland Hills, like I said, there's so much history and tradition, and they just have. I mean, you just go and you just feel the aura of golf when you're there.
That's
And
right.
unfortunately, even though they don't have the clubhouse right now, you still. I mean, the course just overwhelms you. You're just glad to be there just to play golf.
I mean, just walking the first and second hole, you just are wowed immediately by what Gil Hans has done with uh,
Absolutely.
that restoration. It's just amazing.
And now, Kent, this was the first time that you have been to Oakland Hills, right?
Oh no, I'd been there once before.
Oh, you have played. So you played it before
Yeah, I saw it before the
restoration.
restoration, but it was several years ago.
Okay.
But yeah, it looked a lot different. I remembered a lot more trees. That's the one thing that came to my mind. And the
Yeah, they
bunkers
did take a lot down, didn't they?
just look amazing. I mean, it's just pretty fabulous. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I told those guys, I said, I don't want to go in the bunker because I hate to ruin it.
Yeah.
I want to mess them up. Anyway, okay, so and in terms of you're in Ohio, right?
Yes, I live near Akron, Ohio.
And so what are some of the courses, Kent, that you obviously have rated and are kind of close to home for you and that you'd like
Well,
to kind of,
I'm a member of Firestone Country Club here in Akron.
oh, sweet. I love that.
So I played 3 different courses and they're all very, very nice. Of course, the South course is home to the World Golf Championships and the Bridgestone
Sure.
Invitational for a number of years, and Tiger's 8 victories, I believe he had there. Um,
Absolutely.
yeah, it's pretty famous. But we have 2 other courses there at Firestone that are very nice as well, and are worth the trip. People want to. They are offering play now, stay and play packages at Firestone, so you can get on there.
Well, don't they, Ken, don't they have some really cool little lodging or cabins or something on the course there?
They have villas around the 16th, 18th holes, and on the
Okay.
10th, and around the 8th hole, the north course, and that can accommodate, you know, golfers. And they also have they've upgraded the rooms in the clubhouse. They also have accommodations in the clubhouse on the second floor that
Oh,
they've had for
wow.
years, and you can stay in either one, depending what you know. The villas have kitchens and all that sort of thing, you know, like full housing type thing, whereas the ones in the locker room are just private rooms.
Okay. Well, sounds like a nice place to hang out for a couple days.
Yeah, you could. I only live 2 miles away, so it's easy for me.
That's fabulous. I love it. Well, speaking of lodging and golf trips, our next little get together is going to be at Gull Lake View, right, Kat?
Yes, in late June, we're planning to go out to Gull Lake View Resort and play the Stoughton Bray course. We've been asked to come out and come see it. So we have a group of raters going out there, and we're going to rate that course, and we have the opportunity to play one of their other courses too if we choose to, the day or before or after.
Yeah, they have a plethora of courses. I've been out there a couple times, and it's really a cool place to have so many golf courses and then lodging right there on the property. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, well, Kat, well, thanks for being with us today and
Sure.
explaining our Golfweek Rater program. I'm so excited to be a Golfweek Rater. I think I got you beat a number of years ago. I started
Oh,
in
yeah.
2014.
Wait a minute. It's about the same.
Anyway, so we will come back to our listeners when we review Gull Lake View and their courses out there. We'll have you back.
All right. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Ken, for being with us.
All right. It's been a pleasure. Thanks.